Okay, and we are live. The event isn't going to start immediately. I'm still a few minutes early, so I might just play a game or two just to get started. And okay, just allow me 1 second. I need to just share the tournament. Okay, let me just share this. Okay. Um, okay, and just sharing it on the proper groups, making sure the people that want to watch are going to be able to. And then I'll start a game quickly. And this ought to be fun. It's a tournament hosted by Sedibeng, and actually a lot of strong players are going to be playing today. Two female players who are. I'll go on chess results as well. I'll open up the tab just to show you guys who's playing. But I'm expecting some pretty strong chess today. It's going to be quite exciting, and just sharing it over here. Okay, great. And it is. Wait. Okay, wrong. And okay, that's Justin Rishworth, one of the organizers of the event. And it seems like my stream is in healthy condition today. Um, Maybe I should just. Okay. I'm going to make the live chat as well, just a pop-up chat. And then I'll start with one game. And okay, maybe before doing that, I should just quickly follow some of the players that are playing today. Okay, so the chat is here. I can read your remarks. And let's go to chess results, because this is the tournament we're looking at. Is on chessresults.com. You can also go check it out. You just go to chess results and then Federation South Africa. And it should be the top tournament. The Winelands are also having a Swiss type of tournament. In any case, we're looking over here, and the players you can go find here, their names are in brackets. And I think we are actually quite interested in this one over here. This team, Chess123, seem to have recruited pretty strong players. We'll start by following Lexidem and just watching when she goes online. It's a woman grandmaster. I think a Russian player. Belgrade. Okay. And we'll be able to see when they're online and starting a game. And I think we should watch her game first, but we could go look for Freddy F5 as well. This team has got a pretty well, they've got a pretty strong look at it today. And then I'll quickly just play one game as a warm-up. Let's just search this player as well, and then we'll probably know when they're starting. They are online, so it seems good. It seems like everything is still in order. Pretty strong blitz ratings over there. I will not challenge them. And okay, I'll just play one blitz game quickly. And then there should be pairings, I guess. They're starting at 10, so still have some time to burn before then, but I just wanted to make sure the stream is working well. Okay, so we have a Juka piano, and I just need to make sure everything is in sight. Okay, this seems fine. Everything's working. And this is a bit of a slow game. I'm playing against a 2200. Okay, let's adjust the mouse speed. And maybe I'll retreat this bishop. It'll be a positional piece set behind these two pawns. When I break later on, I don't want it to be challenged by this bishop yet, so there's room to maneuver now on this side of the board. I'm not sure what this was about. It doesn't feel like it achieved anything. And I could just offer a trade over here. I want my rook to be behind this pawn. I feel like advancing on the queen side. And also, playing on the dark squares here seems pretty rational. Okay, we'll advance this pawn as I planned. This was probably also an option. He just wants to double my pawns, but I'm fine just retreating. And now he's actually wasted both his knight and bishop on this side of the board without actually achieving anything with them. Now it's okay to give this check as his bishop is out. Okay, they want to start playing. Okay, I'll just finish this game quickly. If I do see one of these going into a pairing, I'm just going to resign this game and we can jump to their game. Okay, I'll set up this discovery. I don't want to trade. He's got this very weak king. This is kind of an outpost. If he pushes, then this becomes an outpost. That's a weak pawn. Also potential for maybe going back for this. I wasn't expecting another pawn push, to be honest. Okay, let's just retreat for now. And both these players aren't in a pairing yet, so I think we'll be watching them play their first game. Now what to do about this? Let's go here. As if rook takes, I've got a discovery on the rook and it hits the pawn. Okay, he sees it, so we'll just continue the attack of this pawn. I'm thinking my position's pretty good here. What to do? Let's just defend this pawn. This piece, I wanted to play with it with tempo, but knight there seems pretty fine. Okay, he kicks the knight away, but this knight has got an excellent outpost over here. Kind of looking at everything, and that would have been a fork if rook there, so that's why he covers that. And I think we should be mean now. Okay, I'm thinking a bit too long. I should remember this is a blitz game. Let's just develop the queen while we can. And the queen could potentially hop over to this side of the board and destruct. We'll capture this pawn now. And what to do with this knight? It feels like the knight wants to do something dangerous. Let's attack his knight again. He can take this pawn, I guess. But this is all... Oh, wait a minute. I need to capture here first. Going for this endgame could be fine. I could shut down his bishop and claim that this knight always has this good square if he kicks me away. And I've got these doubled pawns to play against. This feels very comfortable. Okay. Not too sure what to do yet. This is an annoying move. Challenging this great pawn structure of mine. We'll go here. Keep the rook active. Hit at this pawn. I could capture on the next move, even if he pushes. I'm going to get this file to play with. And his rooks aren't too great. He willingly gives up the pawn, and maybe this one as well. I see no tactics. Is this greedy? Oh, he just wants to... Okay, I'm playing like a bit of a noob. This should be fine. I get to trade down rooks like this, and there's no attack on that square. Okay, this is fine. I'm doing fine. My king's not in time though. Okay, we'll keep active like this. He wants to play bishop there. I'll allow him to do all of that sneakiness because I don't feel like he's going to achieve a lot. And my time is running really low. I think they're not in pairings yet, so we'll just finish this game quickly. I feel like I've invested quite a... Oh, that's mate. Okay. Well done, well done. We'll ignore that result. I actually just need to go on the WhatsApp group. See the first round pairings. Okay, I'm not seeing them getting paired yet. I guess there's still 6 minutes to go. They're saying they can start, but I think I should follow one or two more players just to... We can jump in between games. As far as I know, it's it's a rapid game. So let's just use chess results. I'm not sure about the team pairings. I think team pairing for round 1 is also here. Round 1 team pairings. Centurion Chess Club versus Knights on Table. There's a Northwest University team, but this is definitely not the Potchefstroom team. I could guarantee that. It must be the Mafeking team or something like that. And still no pairings. Actually, I haven't checked chat in a while. We'll quickly jump over. What's up, Joshua Kojo? How much allo do you have? What allo are you talking about? The various systems. I don't know. If you're from Germany, you might not know our Chessa rating system. And well, we also have FIDE rated tournaments, but I feel like it's a bit unfair to to judge us according to those events, because we have 1 or 2 FIDE rated tournaments a year, and the players that play there are They're so underrated in terms of FIDE that it's really difficult to gain some rating points. Okay, but we'll quickly go follow one or two more players here. Um, I think let's just follow each player's top guy. So I think that's Kibuuu, Kibu, Kibu, something like that. Oh, that's strange. I might type Kibu. Oh, this player doesn't exist. Okay, don't know what they're gonna do in the first round then. Vmon Vmostrans. This guy's got a tricky name. We'll see if he maybe exists. I'll just copy the names exactly like they're giving it to me. So let's just do that. Okay, so this guy's online. He's in a game. Let's just follow him here. And let's see who's playing against. They've started. We'll keep an eye on the two ladies when they start. They are our top rated players in the tournament. But this can't be right? This is just the warm-up game. Dr. Tanker, he should be here as well then. This is just the warm-up game, I guess. Nope, this is definitely just a warm-up game. This can't be one blitz game. Okay, let's search for a player that I... Let's go for the outlier. There's still 4 minutes to go, so I don't know if everyone's going to start their games immediately. But this is just the blitz game that he's playing as a warm-up. The outlier is also online. Not in a pairing yet, so he's obviously waiting. And here's a typical example. Someone, I think in the chat, was asking me what my rating is, but if you go look at this, like 1077, that's a FIDE rating. If you could look at his blitz and rapid, you can see this guy is really just too strong for that type of FIDE rating. Probably a 1600 FIDE, I'd guess, for having like an 1800 blitz on the chest, something like that. Maybe less. FIDE rating is a tricky thing to come by in this country. Freddy F5, we should follow this guy, Frederik Odendahl. I think he's like nearly a 2000 FIDE rated player. He plays in, I think you can go watch some of the other arenas, especially the COVID arenas I've done. He plays quite a lot. And we've kind of followed this whole peen. Dolpot Winston, also a strong player. We'll follow him as well before everything starts. It's still 3 minutes to go. And he's not online yet, but okay. The others of the team are. And let's see who they're playing against. Chess123, who are they playing against? And we'll follow their opponents. They're playing against Minions 1. Okay, so Minions 1. Where is your team composition? So we're going to have a Hayden Node Widendahl. Let's just check if they're in pairings. No pairings yet. This is good news. I haven't missed any action. And as far as I understand, Fedo Siv would have also played in this event. Oh, this guy's going to have a tough game. Oh my. Okay, so it's going to be a tough first round for this guy. And Vmostrator, they started their game. So Justin Sedibeng versus Vmostrator. And I'll keep my eyes on the other people. But we have Justin playing d4, and this is a rapid game. c6, looking to go Karukan now. And d5 I expect, if this is opening preparation. There's, I think, 3 rounds today, or 6 rounds, 6 rapid games. The event should only be, well, if the rounds follow each other very rapidly, as a rapid game should, it should only be like 2 hours. But I think for some of the admin to make up for it, we might be seeing about a 3-hour event. So you can really just get comfortable. And we have some mainline stuff here. I myself am a very big fan of this move. You can go into the Karukan Advanced, I think. Wait a minute, no. Not knight c3 immediately. If you want to go into the Karukan Advance after d5, you can go e5 yourself. And after bishop f5, you can go, the move is I think g4, or you could just go knight c3 then. And after e6, then you can go g4. And that really, this is a variation I like playing a lot. It closes the center and white starts a massive attack. In any case, so the option is kind of still there, but now Okay, so it can still transpose into this line. H6 is also part of the line, so if Justin goes E5 now, he can go into the Caro-Kann advanced. And it's a very aggressive line if you're looking... Okay, so what happened? They just traded pawns. Justin just decided to trade pawns, and now we immediately have a type of imbalance in the pawn structures. We have a 4... Well, okay, this is a very imbalanced pawn structure. We have 5 pawns on this side of the board, but they're still kind of intertwined. So I'm guessing if the D pawns come off, we'll have a 3-2 majority in the endgame. So it could be something like this. He's maybe aiming to trade off those D pawns. But it's still a very, very slow game. Haydenode has started his game, but against Bubu Lasha. I'm not too sure why wasn't he supposed to be the player playing against... Okay, what do we have here? We have E4 and the very mysterious F3 move. I watched the stream of Hikaru the other day. We was playing with Charlie, this other big YouTuber that criticizes other YouTubers, but basically Charlie went F3 as well, and that kind of opens up the king. So this game is a bit in pause mode, and these, well, the women grandmaster, they're not in the game yet. So I thought he needed to be paired with the women grandmaster, if I'm not mistaken. Minions, player 1 maybe, versus well, it is chess 1, 2, 3, player 1. That's as far as I understand. But maybe Bubu Lasha is part of... Maybe he's replaced one of the players in chess 1, 2, 3, like Dalpat Winston or someone. In any case, it is 10 o'clock, so we should be seeing more pairings now. Still no pairings, which is very odd. And this game is actually reached pause mode. I don't know what Justin is necessarily thinking about. Maybe just develop a piece for now. It is interesting. You could consider maybe in this type of position going queenside. Black is still very far from castling, so going queen f3 comes with tempo against this pawn. And then for black to defend the pawn, you can go knight f6, but Joshua, or I can't play a game now. I'm spectating this event. So you found me. I'm guessing that's Joshua from Germany. You know what though, Joshua, you can actually stay around. After this game, I'm guessing that there will be time in between the rounds. I could maybe accept a challenge. So yeah, maybe stick around for that. I do have the live chat over here, so it shouldn't be a big issue. In any case, okay, this game is taking a while now. Some deep positional ideas. In Haydenode's game, we had this very interesting f3 move, and then knight e2. So white is really going to take his time to get castled now. You still need to move the knight and bishop before you can do that. So it's a very slow maneuvering, but it seems like he's playing with like a structural idea of getting the knights here and the pawns here. So very interesting. But now pushing, now extending this pawn. Bubu Lasha leaving it for a trade, and now simply g3. And maybe white's okay. I'd just be scared of this bishop ending up on this square, because this is now a very, very open diagonal. And Freddy f5 is in the game. We'll jump over to that game quickly, because I need to figure out how these pairings are working, and something is wrong with their pairings online. In Yaki, okay, so Freddy f5 is Friedrich Oudendal. And we have the 4 knights with simply bishop e2 and bishop d6, also a very mysterious move, very mysterious. I don't exactly know what the idea is. Maybe he's looking for knight e7, then c6, and throwing this knight back, going d5. In any case, but knight h5, and maybe the idea is just to go knight f4. And Freddy finds this nice discovery, picking up a pawn because it now opens the attack, and simply the knight is sacrificed. But with tempo, Freddy takes another piece, so you need to you need to do something, and now the queen drops. And c5, maybe trying to contain the knight, but now another knight drops, and this is going to be game over very soon. Freddy bagging that quick win. What happened here? Bishop h3, b3, knight f6, And okay, this Haydenode player's got a very, I don't know, like a picturesque way of playing, but not necessarily, this doesn't necessarily mean it's good. Um, it's like he's got a setup in mind, you're going to move all of these pawns forward, and then the bishops are going to find a place on the board, and then you can maybe castle, something like this, but it's like he's trying to play in a picture with a certain setup in mind. Okay, the outlier is in the game. I'm not sure which team this was again, but we can quickly go check the outliers game. And this could be a serious game. Okay, this opening has been pretty theoretical and serious so far. So, okay. I think black is doing fine. I think white could, if he wants, force the trade of the bishop. Don't know if he wants that, but it happens in any case. So, castles, castles. And this rook is on a funny square. This is the only weird thing I can really gather, but maybe it's a... If you're breaking for the center one day, it's close to being doubled, so you can keep that in the back of your head. He's holding onto the pin, which is always a good idea. If the knight moves, there's always the possibility of sacking the knight on this square. Sahitska is playing. Okay, I'll go over to that game. Let's just quickly check what happened in Justin's game. It just doesn't seem like he's playing too quickly. So he went for knight. When we left, he went for knight f3, just a good development move, and he doesn't want to get pinned. So the only issue I really have is that all of these pawn moves are a bit slow. So both players taking their time with these pawn moves. Sahitska is playing. Okay, this is the other game's board too, so we'll quickly jump over to this game. And okay, what happened here? I always like seeing the H pawn run up the board. And okay, so we have e4 d6, and this is okay, maybe a way of transposing into the French, but it picks up a pawn immediately, and now h4 deciding I'm going to kill you. You just stole a pawn. We're going to run this pawn off the board. It's going to be death. The check though, I don't. Okay, there was a take back sent somewhere, and the take back was accepted. So I'm assuming black sent the take back. Ah, white. Michael sent the take back. Bishop going here drops a piece, but she doesn't go for it immediately. I wonder what's wrong with going check and after knight here taking the knight. So she doesn't spot it immediately. Oh, that was where the take back was played. Over here, somewhere over here. Oh, because after check. Okay, check. b4. I think maybe Michael played something else here instead of b4. But in any case, it's pretty bad for white because you're losing another pawn to. I think yeah. In any case, wait. She played 97 here, so I think the take back was over here because of the fork, and there's nothing to do knight there. So yeah, something like that. I'm not sure where the take back was, but I'm pretty sure it was about defending the piece. But the piece is lost now in any case, and I think she's maybe just maybe tired of giving back take backs now, because if you're going to take with the queen and not the knight, then you've obviously missed this idea again. So she's now taking the piece and going for the win quickly, just exchanging pieces really. You can't capture this pawn because of the rook back here, and this is going to be an easy game for her. Let's see if her teammate is playing. Not yet. And then jumping back to Justin's game, it's still developing very slowly. Bishop d3. After the trade, white can maybe claim his queen is better placed, but still very, very drawish. I guess you can trade as black and simply go e6 and castle. It doesn't seem like white is doing anything immediately, and your e6 pawn really grips the center together. So what other games are interesting? Okay, so Bubalasha has finally beaten Haydenode, and the game we were looking at it was a bit of a picturesque game, and Bubalasha decides, well, my queen is jumping in, making everything awkward now. There's an open square, and the only way to really challenge my queen is going here. And surprisingly, if you don't do that, I think it's pretty lost already. So, okay, bishop e7. The game would have been winning if just simply captures. You can even go knight takes to end with your bishop on the square, because of the spin, the king won't be able to move, and then you can simply bring more pieces to the attack. You can simply bring the rook as well. But, okay. Bishop e7 allows the trade, and the game goes on for a while. Dropping a pawn there, that knight had the responsibility of defending the pawn. So maybe castling here would have been a better choice, but trying to play with tempo is also a good idea in a situation like this. Finds a fork, but Bubalash just sacks a piece during the fork. And what to say really about this game? Here's another fork, and I don't think there's anything to do about that. Head a note forgetting that the knights are actually defending in this position. A piece sack. Very, very cool. Well, okay. I wonder what would have happened if queen takes. Then this piece is hanging, so that's the idea. So the queen drops, this piece drops, and it was soon game over. Okay, interesting game. Freddy is done as well. He picked up the queen quickly. Drew out the king to the center and just mated. So a good game. This is actually the game I think that's a good matchup. Good matchup in terms of strength, and the women grandmaster isn't in a game yet. Interesting. Okay, so let's quickly run through this game and we can go back. Before the next round, I'm going to follow a few more players just to make sure I don't miss any action. Wait, okay, this is the start of the game, and this is what we were talking about. This rook was very interesting. And black stealing a lot of space, but you need to get your queen over here pretty soon. Maybe use the opportunity to go queen e8 and just put your queen here to solidify everything on the king side, and then you can start thinking about bringing this rook to e8 as well. If you're going to take too long with this idea, then, for instance, if you look at the move queen d7, it's still 2 moves away from getting to queen g6. So in that sense, queen e8 is a very natural move because it's only taking two moves to get there, and also you're actually opening up the eye of the queen on all of these light squares. So it always seems like such an awkward move, but if you go look at it, it's actually well, it's pretty decent. But now king h8, preparing to bring the rook here. I like the idea. Maybe even king h7 was possible. I don't feel like this is going to open up soon, so unless you open it yourself. But in any case, so we're going to see a battery, and I'm liking black's chances here. It's like white's pieces aren't really coordinating and everything, and when black opens up the king side, there's going to be some destruction. So even a central break to enforce, well, maybe not yet. You can just trade. What would you do here as black, though? This diagonal is also going to open up. Usually in these types of positions, you don't even have the fianchettoed bishop, so this is a good move. Definitely a good move. Okay, so we'll get back to this game. Still no signs of the women grandmaster. This game's done. This game's done. We'll just quickly go over them again. I'll quickly go over to... Okay, this game's also done. The game where the takebacks were happening. And... Justin is still in his game. So this is also the other interesting game, I think, so far. And they're playing a casual game, so not risking their ratings here, but still playing in terms of the tournament, so that's interesting. So lead chess rating is obviously worth a bit for these guys. Bishop e7. I would have thought bishop d6 just to get the same type of counterplay as white, but bishop e7 wants to hold on to the pieces for a while longer. The only issue is that this e5 square is extremely weak. Maybe even planting the bishop here, but in any case. So queen b6, going after this pawn, and the queen going to the queen side in these Sicilian types of structures where the c pawn isn't here is very common, and this pawn is also weak. So that's a bit of a fork. So how did Justin deal with this? I think he should probably trade down first, which he did, and then defend this pawn. Was there a better way to deal with this, though? Because it feels like you've got a lot of pieces. Okay. So I'm looking at a different idea here. Maybe just playing b4. And after queen takes, simply going knight takes c6. Here's a bit of a tactic. Because if queen trades, you've got this intermezzo check here, and then you can recapture the queen. But I'm thinking it doesn't work too well, because after, well, b4 and queen takes here and knight takes, sorry. Then black should be fine after queen takes f4, and this knight takes check. And maybe black can recapture the knight someday. It's a long line, but I think white would have been better. In any case, black finding some nice counterplay. Queen a7, maybe the problem was simply just b6 and then going after the pawn. In any case, we have knight takes, bishop takes, and now white is up. Well, I think it's a pawn. 7 pawns versus 2, 4, 6 pawns, so it's a pawn, but these are strong pawns, they both passed. And you can throw a rook behind one of them, also the bishop's going to help communication. And down to a minute, I'm expecting just rook b1 and marching this pawn up. If something else more creative, I think even giving up the exchange is a pretty solid idea. Anything's kind of good for white here. So that's it. So we'll finish this game, we'll finish watching it, and then we'll go back to chess results and try and find some of the other players so that in the next round we have more teams that we can watch. And yeah, I'm still in live chat. I haven't really received anything else, so I will be getting the results of the teams, I think, on the group chat. Now that's an annoying move. Actually, you can just sack the queen here right now. After queen takes b7. Oh, just b7 is straight away. Nothing to do. Okay, black resigns. Why did I want to sack my queen? Because a game of chess is always fun after you've sacked your queen. That's what makes the game beautiful. But b7 just wins on the spot. Okay, so I said we're going to go look for some more players. So the first round took about 17 minutes. I'm sure there are still people playing. We can maybe go look for them. I didn't find this Kibu player. Let's try some of the other board ones. So kid called Cairo. But from the Federation of South Africa. Oh, this game is still underway. We shouldn't be leaving this game too soon. Very interesting game. After h5, white opted to bring the bishop back. Maybe more dynamic would have been to capture and get the bishop on this square to defend everything, and maybe walk into the eyes of g4, trying to run your king away, claiming that black's king might also be open. But bishop e2 and rook h7, and it feels like black's going to pry open this side of the board soon. So he does so, and the rook finds this excellent square. So that's where we are at with the game between the Outlier and Acme Chess. We'll quickly go look for that other board one, and then we'll be back at that game soon. Okay, so kid called Cairo. He played one rapid game, so this guy has played his game, and I think it's his first time on this account. He played against Piki Moshlomi, who's the other board one, playing for the NW team. So let's give Piki a follow, because he'll be playing more games too. And what happened in this game? Oh, shame. Piki just blundered a piece straight off the bat. And wanted to trade queens, and obviously black was fine with that, because you're up a piece. And found a nice fork, but... oh, shucks. Blundered the piece again. So... and blundered the rook. Okay, so... and blundered the other... ooh, okay. Okay, so Piki finds his own fork at least. At the end of the road, he's got some hope, but still down a full rook. And these pawns are running through, so not much to do. Maybe it's just the stress from the first round going to the head. Maybe it's just the stress, but if you don't start well in your first round, you really need to hit back in the next round. So I hope he gets to manage to find his bearings there. So what happened while we were gone over here? This rook found this outpost, and part of finding this outpost is to try and double up. Exert more pressure on the queen side, but also the g4 pawn is being hit. So white centralizes the queen, and maybe this is as good a time as any to try and run away your king. But after rook f8, that's not a possibility anymore. The king can't really go anywhere. I think this check just picks up the queen clean. It's a discovery, so king f2 is impossible. So rook f2. But now knight e4 is possible, but it wasn't played. Queen h7. Knight e4 would have probably just been winning on the spot. But the pressure is still going to be there. Now this might... oh wait, there's a problem with knight e4, which I missed. No, it would have been fine. You could just recapture here. But he doesn't want to trade. He's holding on to pressure. So making his way, trapping the queen actually. The queen doesn't have any squares to go to. So that's what queen h7 was about. But you're losing this piece in exchange. So I think white would have been better to go rook takes h6, f6, but wait, there's a mate now. So now rook takes f6 and the queen is here in time to give this mate. But black misses the mate and then black spots the mate. So good game there to the outlier. Well, not the well, the outlier was the loser of the game, but it doesn't necessarily mean it was the worst game. Good game to his opponent, Ahmed Chess, finding all of these creative ideas on the H file, setting up a type of Dutch system with the bishop on b7. So that's kind of an extra perk you don't really have in these types of positions. It's actually very nice. I'm going to try and remember that idea. So that was Ahmed Chess from the Cool Chess team. And I think I'm following most of the players. Brandt05 is playing board 1. We didn't see that game. And I'm guessing we're just going to wait for the next round's pairings now. If they do get paired, I should be able to see them playing their games. He played 3 rapid games, Brandt05. We'll give him a follow and see what he's up to. So, he played a game 5 days ago. So he hasn't played a game yet. I've actually played a game with him. What happened? Oh, I won. Okay, never mind that. Because I'm thinking we're just waiting for the next round's pairing. And these guys aren't playing games in between, so if you want to challenge me now is probably a good time to challenge me. Okay. And they're going to send the next round's draws soon. It should also be on chessresults.com. We can to see when that updates. But meanwhile, let's just follow some more of the players. I think I've followed Vmonstrator. I'll go through all of the players, give them all a follow. We can go look at all of their games. Vmonstrator's in the game. I think this Transistor guy he's playing some blitz in between the rounds. Let's quickly go and check out what he's up to. Oh no, he's the guy that just lost against Justin from Sedibeng. With those 2 pawns that ran through. Okay, that bracket shouldn't be there. Zander check. Okay. He played 1 game as well. He lost his first game. Zander, what happened in that game? Played against Annie Dragon. I'm guessing this is another player we'll just follow. Part of the tournament, obviously. Well, 30 minutes ago. Did they have their game early? Am I on the wrong game, maybe? C5. This is all kind of good theory. And white picks up a pawn, but now bishop h3. Also e5 is hanging. So it's not really a pawn, sorry. And now black has got excellent play on the files. This seems like a really decent game. Oh, until this blunder. You get an exchange for it, but it should be over soon. It's quite a big piece, and then black came into the 2nd rank, and that was all she wrote. Okay, so we did follow this guy, and still waiting for the pairings. I think the people will play as soon as the pairings are out. Maybe there's still a game going on. Tian 1, 2, 3, 4. King Colvin, Jacobs Colvin. I think this is a good player, King Colvin. I've played him again sometime in some tournament. Yeah, here we're getting some of the stronger players, some 1900s. What happened in his game? Is he still playing? Okay, so round 1 is still happening. So I'm guessing this is. Oh, it just finished as I logged in. No, was this that? White resigned. What happened? White resigned. This was played an hour ago. I don't know if this is part of the tournament, but maybe he needed to come back for his game. But resigning here. There's no reason to. It's perfectly equal. Not a piece even, or no attacks that seem to scare me, but in any case. Okay. Okay, let's see who else. King Colvin, I was saying Jacobs Colvin. I think these are brothers or something. Don't know if these are the guys that are so young. But I think they're rated higher than I am even. King Colvin should... If this is the guy, it seems pretty much his rating. I think I played against this guy in a tournament. Small boy, but he's scary over the board. He plays so aggressively. And he played his game already. But this is... Oh, they needed to play a game for the tournament as well. Harry J. King Colvin had a game. King Colvin won. He goes for the Sicilian. And this does probably remind me of the correct people I'm thinking of. We have a bit of a Grand Prix attack with Queen E2. Queen E2 ideas are very strong. If knight C6, then knight D5 is always a possibility. Because of the recaptures and you manage to get your pawn here. But this is... oh no, this is just a bad blunder. And a queen blunder. Oh no. Okay, but black was very friendly, gave the queen back, knowing he'll get some more pieces. And maybe this guy was just torturing Gerard for a while, knowing the game is his. This looks like a torturing game. He just wanted to torture the guy. And then checkmates him very, very sneakily with those two bishops. Okay, no games in progress yet. A bit sad. Okay, Sahitska's in the game. We'll go over to this game. Oh, decided to play some bullet while waiting for some more pairings. Maybe I'll challenge. We'll give a challenge over here. Let's see. My challenge is accepted. Play a bit of a bullet game before we get going again. In any case. Wait. Not too sure. My bullet rating is not too high on this account, so maybe it won't get accepted. So these guys are starting to play some blitz while they're waiting for the pairings to come out. And I'm following most of the players, and this team, kid called Cairo Nonyongo, will quickly go follow this guy. So my bullet game is not being accepted over there. Nonyongo is not even online, maybe follow here. I'm going to cancel this. And Chief Kif. I don't know if the Chow Time is playing even. I'm not seeing any of their players online. This guy's a music producer. And he loves playing chess. He has to inbox me. I like people that play music and chess. Chief Kif. Okay. Still no signs of life in their next round. So he's still playing some more bullet over there. We'll go to Peter Aviwe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. But this whole team hasn't been online, so I don't know what happened to this pairing. Maybe they're playing only later. He played one rapid game today, so maybe they're offline until the pairings are back. That would be the case if they are playing on their phones, so I'm guessing these guys are playing on their phones. Yo, this guy played a perfect game. 9 average centipawn loss. What's his rating? He has a provisional rating on this account. Oh my word, this is insane. Okay, let's just see what happened. White played a perfect game, but usually if your opponent blunders, it's not too tricky to play a perfect game. And Queen E7 immediately. This is actually... Okay, so Queen E7 is not an unknown move, but it's very strange to make. If you're trying to play a system where you can manage to go into the perk or play something like this, then Queen E7 is actually pretty cool if your bishop goes to G7, because you can throw white out of his opening preparation pretty quickly. I remember looking at this, but it doesn't have such a great reputation. You can, I don't even know if the opening book is there, but you can see the opening book. It seems to favor white quite a bit, but D6 immediately. Okay, so what did white do special? White didn't do anything special. Black just didn't pick up the piece again. So white just held on to the piece and opened this king up. And Then castle. I just want to see if there's anything insane that could maybe suggest computer assistance. If not, then I think this game is cleared. Okay, so obviously you don't need a computer to find that this queen is hanging, and it takes 1 second to make this move. So I don't think this is funny. Trades the knight. I don't know. This is maybe funny. I don't know if I'd go for that knight. I maybe just go for this check and then the rook. But that's what the computer suggests as well. So if he was using computer, then this check would have definitely be there. But this trade, black not doing much. Okay. Okay, so but white used quite a bit of time to do all of this. I think 7 minutes, 9 minutes. Maybe he stood up and made himself a cup of coffee and then came back for the game. Okay. But I don't doubt there's anything funny with this game. You can play very accurate games if your opponent plays very terrible games. And I don't know, the average centi-pawn loss for this person, come on, it has to be higher than 45 from Willie R. Smith. But I'll follow both and we'll see when they're in the game again. Oh, it seems like, okay, this person is just playing a game against an AI at the moment, so it's nothing to do with the pairings. And Sahiska is still playing bullet, but not accepting my challenges, obviously too scared. Playing against the commentator. Come on, accept my challenge, come on. We'll go play some bullet. But I might be too late every time with my challenges. Okay, let's reload the chess results server to see if round 2 maybe... Nope, no round 2 yet. And who am I not following? I think I've gone through this whole list. Harting, we'll go for NX, NA Thomas. We'll go here. Okay, after following this guy, I think I'm going to... There isn't a player. I think I'm just going to play a game. I don't see the point in really hanging around until the pairings are there. So I'll just... let's play a bullet game. Just E5. And this is going into the King's Gambit, and in a way I don't usually prefer to. And this is the problem with bullet and the King's Gambit. Oh, I did get a challenge over here. The guy that learns. Okay, we'll play a game against you now. Okay, cool. I'm going to get knight g4 in, and then this is pretty painful. So you need to do something about that. And maybe I can upset the queen to stop defending this idea. So I'll just castle, and now I need to start looking for... Okay, the piece is defended. The idea is still in play. I can always try and reroute this bishop into that same idea. This is going to open up the king quite a lot. Oh my word, that just drops a queen. Let's resign and let's give the guy that learns a chance to play a game. Let's play a game against him. Okay. He's not moving yet. I'll jump over as soon as he moves. Just checking. Melia Smith is still playing that game against the AI. Second round is still no go. Sending me such friendly messages, the guy. It's a 5-minute game. It's just casual. Let's see if we can use some of the ideas we just saw in the games that were played. And I'm going to play a perk. I rarely play this anymore. But with F5, I think this is a fun move. If white pushes the pawn, I can trade, maybe. Just recapture with the queen in the end. I give up this strong bishop. And have a terrible position. If I really want to. Okay. If I'm missing any action, just let me know in the comments section. I still do have the chat here. Because the guy that learns goes into a think here. He doesn't know if he wants to capture that pawn or not. I am challenging the center, and what I'm trying to do is set up a Dutch type of structure. So before I move that knight to f6, I'm just playing f5 straight away. I've moved a lot of pawns in this game, not a lot of pieces yet. So that might be some critique I can give myself. And chess results, no news from them. I can check on the WhatsApp group as well. Okay, nothing yet. This might be depressing, but I think the next rounds are going to be starting a bit more quickly. And if the games are so short, I think they're going to make up time soon. We'll go back to the game. And the guy that learns is maybe using his time to set up his computer over there. Took a while to put on the engine. Obviously that would have been a computer recommendation. I'll trade and then go knight f6. I want to maybe... Obviously the idea of this pawn was to go knight a6. But these pawns are a bit backwards. And he immediately spots the hole in my position. I'll just defend it. After rook coming here, it's going to become very awkward. Okay. Don't know if there's really stopping the knight from coming here. Maybe I should make provision for when it does come. So I'm going to go knight a6 in any case. If knight e6, I'm just going to go king f7 and just recapture with my king. And this is a very unorthodox position, and it kind of comes with playing this weird f5 move. Okay, this guy's going for me now. Let's just put this knight where it wants to be before he starts attacking my queen. I could always give up this exchange. Not anymore, though. Okay, so he's going to come for this annoying idea. I can go rook a6, and this should stop it for now. Takes away this square from my knight, but I get to push this again. That's a bit of a weird position, where I'm hanging on by a thread. These tactics are keeping me alive. I think he can go like this, and after takes, push. Something like that should be good for him. Oh my. Am I getting slaughtered over here? Just defending the pawn. You can go back for this, I'm allowing it. Could maybe repeat like this, and if I don't want to play for the draw, I could try and play for the win. Oh wow, that's just a clean blunder. Okay, I'm gonna resign, but I think let's just see what's happening with the tournament pairings. Nothing yet. Let's play another game, the guy that learns, but let's just play a bullet game. Because I don't know how many games I can still play. And what? There's some interesting news over here. I just saw something. Okay, the guy that learns is here. We'll just play a bullet game. Just to see if we can get him to blunder. And I can restore my ego since that terrible loss. But f5 was a weird move. I shouldn't have gone for that. Not sure what he should be doing here. Okay, this pawn seems funny. Okay, but this is bullet. I need to remember that. Then I can always go back to one of these squares. Go here, and then maybe we'll capture. Round 2 is out. Okay, so it's good I just played a bullet game and not a blitz game, because I can go back for the pairings now. And the players are going to start now, so it's good we just here for 1 second. Okay. And I'm playing very weirdly now. He needs to be careful. This is actually very tactical. Oh. But I get this. I could have gone for the pawn. I'm just going to bring a rook in. Threaten mate. What is that? Okay. We'll play for the second rank. Should be quite. The pawn's not hanging because of mate. And if he wants to go for the pawn now, both my rooks are entering into the 7th. So the second. Oh, we'll kick this rook away maybe. It can't hang out there forever. Get the king here. Now I'm making progress. Okay, great. Oh, that's cool. Just do this. If he misses, that's mate. Then it's game over. He needs to take that pawn on h4. We'll go back for my previous idea. And now I'm just trying to flag him. Really. The rook doesn't have any defense. Oh no, that's a blunder. We'll try and flag him though, and then we'll get to the next round. Oh my, he misses that. Oh, he flags me. Oh, okay. I'm done playing with this guy. Thanks for beating me on stream. Okay. The next games are going to start now. Let's see if anyone has started. I think this guy's still playing his Blitz games. And this person she never played a game, as far as I know. I was trying to see if she was going to play a game, but she's in the pairings, but no games. In any case, Leah Smith. Okay. Round 2 is out. Maybe I should just go check it out on chess results. And who's playing against who? Team pairings. And board pairings. This is actually... Why didn't I see this just now? Okay, round 2. Bubulasha, Kid Cairo. Whose game is going to be the best? Cool Chess. Oh, it seems like there's been adjustments to the teams yet again. Okay, there have been adjustments to the team, I see. Tournament's changing form. I'm trying to find this team now with... Oh, it's this Chess 123 team. So Bubulasha has replaced the woman Grandmaster. And now we have no player on board 5. So they're playing without a player. And... I'm trying to find which is going to be the best pairing for the round. Nonyongo is going to be playing against Sahitska. And Frederik is going to be playing against Chief Kif. But I think Chess 123, they're still going to be getting 4 points per round. A good pairing will probably be Knights on Table versus Chess 123 when Justin Rishworth manages to play against Sahitska. But okay, let's go back to, let's just see what happens here. They're not paired yet, most of the players. They're still waiting for their pairings. Okay, so Vemon Straits are still playing just the random games. Tian 1, 2, 3, 4, Z playing a serious game for the tournament. Yeah, he started his game. Let's jump into this game. Tian 1, 2, 3, 4 versus Rolf Klütte. This is the first game we have of round 2. And who are they representing? Tian Klütte, so that's something Tian. Rolf Klütte versus Tian. So we have a cool chess team versus Centurion Chess Club. And it seems like their board 4s are playing in this game. And we have another Karukan, but yet again not an advanced variation. I'm looking forward to that one, but it trades, and then White is prepared to play with an isolated queen's pawn after that move, but doesn't, and Black doesn't allow that. It would have been a weakness. Black doesn't want White to have a weakness. This check could be annoying, depending on how you defend. White can always pile up, but this pawn is also going to be weak. Liking White in this game. So let's see if we've got any other pairings. Annie Dragon is in a game with KB1. And we have a Queen's Gambit accepted. And one where Black doesn't decide to try and hold on to this pawn. Black picks up a pawn actually again. But maybe in White's Gambit style, this position is still pretty good for White. Bishop d3. Loads of ideas on this side. I'm not just sure why Knight h3. It could be that you're just planning on playing f4 yourself. So that's maybe the idea. Behind Knight h3, so you want to get castled and then f4 just immediately, and the knight can go to g5. But I would have played bishop d3 instead if this was my big plan, to keep some pressure on this h7 pawn. Black just, I think, blundered terribly now with e5. You capture the pawn, the knight can't recapture. This knight needs to move, and... Wait a minute. Maybe there's some idea. Okay, this is interesting, actually. Annie Dragon trades pieces down like this, and now the white king is still exposed. You can give away this pawn on d7, maybe just to open up the king. Bishop g4 now, or not too sure what the idea is. It seems to have stabilized after they traded like this. Maybe taking the bishop, walking into this check, king goes here, knight takes, bishop takes, queen takes, bishop f3, but then black castles. You still got this file to play with. That would have been a sharper way to go for the position, trying as white to play with the initiative of the center, and then actually claiming that taking to h3 and getting this terrible pawn structure is going to open up the g file. My bishop's already on c3. Black might be in some serious danger. In any case, they've calmed down the position a lot, so it's going to be a game with a completely different character now. Okay, so who else is in the game? None of the other players I've followed so far. I think we're going to close the page of this player. She seems to have withdrawn from the tournament as well. And Bubulasha, I think we followed Bubulasha already. I don't know how many players to follow still. Okay, this is the game we were looking at. What's happened in Tion's game? We had this move just to keep out a check. I'm not too sure if... Yeah, I'm not too sure what that's about. And now this. Very interesting. I think you could have gone knight takes, because the black really needs to go bishop takes, pawn takes, and black might not have gone pawn takes then. If you had gone bishop takes after knight takes, so you go knight takes, bishop takes, and then queen a4 check. And depending on how black defends, if black tries queen to d7, then you've always got that bishop going to b5 or something. The bishop can't be taken because of the rook over here. But I guess knight f6 is still on the board. But you've got knight e5. This would have been a great attack for white. And I'll go back to this moment in the analysis board. Or maybe I can quickly go analyze it now. So nothing really happened here. White was adding pressure like this, queen c2, and then black just pinned the knight back. So not too many concrete ideas. White just castles out, but I think after the trades, bishop takes, queen takes, and black should get castle. Then it's yet again it's pretty equal. But I think we should go back to this position. I don't know if there's a way to get the fen out of the position. I don't know. No, I don't think it's possible. Okay, so after the game, I'll go back to that position and we can discuss it quickly. I think that's a good point for discussion. This game had that crazy character, but then I also said it seemed to calm down after knight trades and trading the knight over here. It calmed down a bit, and white managed to pick up a... Wait, no, it's just equal. Oh yeah, white gambits at a pawn, so they've reached a completely equal position, but this bishop is just the monster. So we'll see what happens. Oh, that's a blunder, right? Just blundering that bishop. Oh, that's a shame. But still, this bishop is so strong, you could probably still wing this game, and maybe there's some distant rook takes d6 ideas. I don't know, this feels pretty bad for white now suddenly. That blunder really messed things up. Okay, we have some more pairings finally, and I think we wanted to see this pairing. They board one's kid called Cairo versus Bubulasha, and I think Bubulasha had a very bad first game just now. And we have, I think this is called the Reti with f4. You also managing to get this pawn to f4 behind your knight here, but your center is still pretty awkward. I like white slightly better over here. I think if knight takes, d takes, and you're not dropping a piece, so bishop b1 maybe, so you can battery on h7, because this knight is nowhere around, but okay. Centralizing the bishop, maybe not too bad of an idea. Just doesn't achieve anything concretely to my mind. It blocks the pawn as well. Okay, so this is this game, kid called Cairo Bubulasha. Let's see We've got Tian 1, 2, 3, 4. Their game, as I said, after this trade, things calmed down as well. And it's pretty equal. This pawn is actually fulfilling a good role of keeping this bishop out. Black can maybe try and challenge it someday. But now white is playing quite well, so black needs to spend another tempo to go queen c7. We'll see if he does that. Well, I'm not too sure if he will. Okay, what else do we have? We have Sahitskan again. She's playing against Nonyongo. And I saw this pairing just now. Okay, so we have an English from her. And I think a kind of traditional response by him. I maybe might have tried fianchettoing here as black. It's such a quiet game in the center. That extra tempo getting castled. He drops a pawn like this. Okay, so you needed to first capture this the knight as black before castling at least. Or you should have moved your knight, I think. Something like this, getting that knight to g6, since your bishop's never going to fianchetto, it seems. But drops a pawn like this, but gets excellent rook activity. Tries to trade off this strong bishop. Nonyongo playing with pretty sound ideas. This pawn's defended, and now the bishop's coming to the long diagonal. Nonyongo goes for queen e8. So what's a square he really wants to occupy from over here? I'm not too sure. Not too sure. Queen there was a possibility as well. Maybe trying to get the rook behind the pawn and challenging the center only one day when it's really okay to do so. Also queen b6. Maybe there was bishop e3. So maybe queen a5, trying to shift over to maybe the king side. In any case, this queen is awkward. And development seems awkward for black. You'd maybe want to try something like this. Get the bishop out. But already such a comfortable position for white. Playing up a pawn. I don't think this is going to be a surprise ending. We'll go over to some of these games because they've got a very dynamic character. So we were watching this just now, and this bishop ended up on e4. I was saying I'd go bishop b1, play positionally against this pawn, keep black from castling, and maybe provoke some kind of weakness like h6 or g6 even. But knight e5, and after this trade, which wasn't necessary by black, he could have simply castled or something, or just added more pressure. After the trade, the f-file opened, but black decided to trade again and play with tempo against, well, tactically actually, because that's actually a good idea. I missed it. But white found this resource, check, and now black's just defending, playing up, well, two pieces, and white hasn't developed on this side at all. He's got potential of rook f7, but that never happened. Oh, and the game's suddenly over. White tries to open up the center like this, but misses the idea of black. He sets up, challenged the queen, but it was actually setting up a mating net. So after the knight moved back, it wasn't a knight blunder, and white tries to open the center, but misses the idea yet again. Not going for the piece, but for dynamics, but misses the idea of mate, and gets mated. So this is the first game that seems to be done for round 2. We can close the screen. Well done to Bubulasha. As far as I know, the player is Kanyile Wanda Kanyile. Well done. He beat Kaya Masha. Kid called Cairo. And let's see if we can find some other of the board 1 pairings. We have Akme Chess versus Kibu, but I'm not finding the Kibu account. And I haven't found the Akme Chess account yet, so let's quickly see if I can find that account. That's annoying me now. Akme Chess. No, the account does exist. We'll go to this game quickly. And here we go. And this seems like a crazy game. A strong player, Akme Chess. Glad we found this. It seems like a bit of an instructional game as well. Maybe I could teach you something. D5, D4, and then D5. And this is actually theory. Black's supposed to do this, but now, without resisting this anymore, you're gonna get crushed. Here comes well, first D6 forcing that bishop away, and then e5. And the pin, he doesn't worry about it because he knows as soon as he gets castled. Maybe a3 is a bit too slow. I'd go knight e2, just get castled. Not too sure what a3 is about. But white taking his time, knowing that he's got this huge center to play against black. And they're playing funny over here. I guess this is, after this takes and takes and takes, this check and king moves. There's another capture, but that seems fine for white. He's still playing with this huge center, but there's no piece involved, so he goes for the weak f7 and just piles up on it. You can't go g6 here, it drops a piece. Rook f8 would have maybe been my choice, but I think there's already 3 attackers and just 2 defenders. So white picking up a soft pawn over here, and now trying maybe for some mating ideas. I think there was this tactic check, and if you capture, there's mate. But not sure why black isn't just taking the knight now. I think it's perfectly possible to take the knight. But then after pawn takes, this knight needs to move. Oh, black is in big trouble. I don't know what to do. I think bishop simply takes the piece now, and you can't go knight takes because of mate. So what did black do? Now he goes pawn takes. He finds a resource, I think, actually pretty cool. G6 is a big threat. And what? Black actually picking up a piece after all of this. Kid Boo is going to win this game. And this is very tricky because it felt like white was doing everything right. But maybe to convert the game, he needed to do it at this point over here. Maybe knight takes h7, king takes. Yeah. This is a tricky position. Maybe involving more pieces before all of this action. Was it necessary to take this knight? Maybe not. Maybe the move was simply g4. But I'd just be worried about this check, getting rid of my bishop. So this makes sense. And now what though? After pawn takes, knight takes, maybe the blunder was over here. Maybe you're just supposed to move the bishop back to c2. I think moving the bishop back to c2 holds on to the advantage. But now, okay, white has lost this rook, but you need to really honestly ask yourself, white's down a rook and a bishop, but if he manages to bring these 3 pieces to the attack, how's black even going to develop out of this structure? He's really built these pieces closed. So it kind of reminds me of this recent game Leela played. You can go look at the video, the chess.com main man, Danny Wrench, he looks at the game, and I think it's like a half-hour video if you're looking for the correct game, and it's a piece sacrifice early on in the game to get a pawn on d6. And structurally, the pawn on d6 actually gets rid of these 2 pieces, and in some cases, if you can block up this square as well, imagine just having a pawn here. This bishop is also very stupid. So black will just be playing down so many pieces. So white does the right thing here. He starts running the piece into the position because you don't maybe even need a lot to win this game. Simply a knight on f6 and walking into, these checks. Oh, interesting. Wonder if check here, king, the queen doesn't even manage to get in. This is such a strong knight on that square. This is incredible. That pawn on d6 and the knight on f6, white doesn't even need any material. Black needs to give up the rook. This is incredible. Okay, well done. I'm even thinking of just playing bishop f4 here and going bishop e5. But black might just play with that same idea as well, or simply going g6. I don't know, I'm not even taking that rook. That rook is useless. Okay, or maybe capture the rook. The queen isn't doing anything yet. Then the only thing you need to do then is something like bishop d2. There you go. He finds all of these ideas. Bishop here, pawn takes. I think black really needs to respond to bishop d2. Bishop coming to this diagonal is simply crushing. So you don't have time to defend your rook. So what you need to do maybe is go bishop d5. He holds on to the rook. He's gonna lose the game like this. Bishop d2 is now crushing, keeping this bishop out of the diagonal. Instead, here maybe bishop d4, and well, it's actually pretty tricky then for, well, maybe not. Then pawn takes and rook comes in after queen takes. Yeah, you need to move that rook. Bishop d2 is such a strong move, not even going for that rook, playing down his rook, knowing that this rook is just inactive, bishop's inactive, and actually what is this bishop worth if it's not really hitting at that king and can't play on this excellent diagonal? So I'm discounting all three of these pieces and this piece, and well, if you're looking at what this rook needs to do, it only has two squares to defend this pawn from. White's simply going to go rook e1, rook e8, check, and knight takes, and that should be game over. Or simply just knight h5, queen takes pawn. Well, what then? Bishop takes check, king h8, knight check, king f7. No, this is a bit murky. Wait a minute. Yeah, that's a bit murky. I'm not sure if knight h5 is a completely game over. Depending on what black plays. Black really finding it difficult to do anything here. Challenges the bishop, but rook e1 is also final move, I think. Bishop takes, check, queen takes, knight takes, rook needs to move. Could still be tricky, hey? Oh no, well, bishop's guarding the square, so I think bishop takes. White's definitely still winning, but I don't know if rook e1 is a concrete answer to the position. Definitely one you'd like to play, but not too sure. Okay, so what is he up to? This is interesting. Ahmed chess down to a minute, needs to find the winning idea. Wait a minute. No, you can't do that. This bishop move is slightly annoying. Rook e1, he goes for this. I think bishop takes c3, and rook here check, queen takes, knight takes, and simply bishop takes b2, holding on to the rook. And then you just need to really, oh well, g6 is also crushing. Okay, so that's the plan. Okay, so rook e1, rook e8 check, queen takes, knight takes. Sorry, let's start with bishop takes. It's black's move. Bishop takes, rook e8 check, queen takes, knight takes. Then watch black play here. There isn't an immediate threat on the rook, but the bishop and rook are technically being hit. So bishop takes pawn, defends that rook for now. But then g6, and you can't play rook takes g6 because of queen f6 mate. g6 is an annoying move. Okay, we're going to quickly analyze this game after it's done. I need to show these lines I'm talking about. And I think it's going to have quite a dramatic ending. Two players that were actually, well, paired quite well for one another. I see Clarence 1, 2, 3, 4 in the house. I'm not sure if Daniel Caudry is going to be filling in for one of these players. Okay, so bishop takes c3 was played. And I'm expecting, oh well, b takes c3. Does he want to go rook e7? This is maybe better than I had in mind, because he's claiming that black really doesn't have any chance here. But that's mate. Wow, this is amazing. I think b takes was a stronger idea than what I was coming up with. Okay, so in this position, okay, d takes e7 seems to be recommended. After queen takes e7, bishop f4. I'm not buying it completely. I like this move. Oh my word, it's stronger than the computer's recommendation. Oh my word. Computer says mate in 14, but simply Ahmed chess goes bishop d2 and it's mate in 7 now. This idea is so strong. But now the mate's gone after rook g7. But rook e1, well, I wanted to play rook e1 here, I think. What was my issue with rook e1? I was scared kind of bishop coming here, I guess. In any case, bishop c3 goes back to Back to mate in 6. Such a nice idea. And now knight takes h7 was the winning idea, opening up this pin. Let's just see this. Knight takes h7. You're threatening mate in 1. You need to go bishop takes, right? And now knight f6 check. Oh, beautiful mating idea. I completely missed knight takes h7 here. I would have also gone rook e1. And now after bishop takes, I was thinking rook e8. Mate, going for that queen. But simply b takes, and it's just, there's nothing to do as black. Okay, so what would have been wrong with rook e8 check? Oh, complete equality. I would have blundered this game. After queen takes, knight takes, what is the move black should play here? Well, no, the computer says it's better for white again. It says rook g6 needs to be played, but then queen f8 check and rook g8. And queen e7, white is better again. I was looking at bishop here, but knight takes g7. Okay, so he wants to play it like this. Okay, so my game would have gone on for a while. This is kind of the lines I were looking at. But simply not going for this check, going for the queen, just taking back this bishop leads to mate in 6, because ideas like rook e7 are coming in. Just look at how inactive all of these pieces are. The queen only has 1 square, and from that square it also has 0 squares. Going to the side of the board just leads to mate, by the way. So this is why I'm saying the queen only has 1 square. So yeah, this was a fantastic game. Really, really fantastic. Let's jump into another game. Brandt is playing. Okay, Chief Kif and Freddy F5 on the game. We'll go to them. And then I need to finish up the other games I started watching. There was another game I said I should go analyze afterwards. Freddy has got probably the highest rapid rating, and well, the game's nearly done. We had a Sicilian, and actually an interesting line of the Sicilian I haven't seen. But it seems like equality for both sides. White managing to pick up a pawn there. Going for this attack, but it's neutralized with f5. And rook going here. White losing a piece. Not much to do. That bishop was actually trapped. So after... This is a blunder then. You needed to... Oh, there's not much to do to save the bishop. So after... Wow, f5 is strong. Bishop h6 is a piece blunder because of f5. Freddy blundered a piece. But he's going to hold on, I guess. Chief Kif is down to 30 seconds and we're catching up with the game right now. And made a passed pawn. Chief Kif must really try and win this. They're playing a 10+0 game. I don't know if this is correct. I think the time control is 10+10. So Chief Kif maybe can complain if he does get flagged here. 20 seconds. Freddy is a great blitz player. He plays in the Corona chessboard team battles, but it looks over for him now. I don't know if Chief Kif is going to manage to pull this one off. Freddy is such a great blitz player. A7 now, A2 I mean. The rook needs to fall back. Oh, make another queen and mate this guy quickly. 17 seconds left. Freddy only has this rook to defend an entire position with. Oh my word, this is going to be devastating. A big loss for Freddy if the Chief can pull this one off. 13 seconds to go. Well, not. This isn't a tournament. Well, come on, just sack a queen for that rook and get your queen to g3 or something. You should have so many mating ideas then. King here, queen here. Queen. Oh no, wait. Whoa, don't blunder. Bishop takes. Queen check. Come on, 8 seconds. 8 seconds. Don't. He can still lose this one. Okay, he's gonna go after the pawn maybe. Oh my word, I can't watch this. 5, 4. What's this guy doing? Oh, 5 seconds. Wait, there's some kind of lag or delay in the way I'm watching the game. 2, 1. I don't think he's gonna get flagged. Oh my word, he's gonna get flagged. Freddy's gonna win this one. Oh no. Oh, that was wrong, man. Oh. Oh my word. Okay, let's... Oh no. Queen e3 check maybe. Or maybe just queen here. Making sure the king can go nowhere. Got this bishop check. Oh, king h2 or something and queen's xg2. That was terrible. Oh my word. Okay, so let's see if there are any other games still going on. That was, I don't want to even think about that. Chief Kif, whoever that is, let's go check out who that is. Oh, Kutso Maponya. That is such a bad loss. Had that game in the bag. Maybe there was internet connection problems. We're looking at Sahitska's game here. We went into it relatively deeply, and I think I was discussing this queen e8 move, not really buying the point of it, but it seems like setting up some kind of f6 maneuver, but losing another pawn and okay, and a piece here. Okay. So knight f6 was another blunder. After losing 2 pawns, knight f6 blundered an exchange as well. But I guess black. Let's go to the analysis board. Black should really not have given up the rook, knight e7 or something. Yo, where does this knight go to? Now the queen's even in the way. Let me quickly just set up a situation here. Let's just say the queen was on a different square. Let's just go like this. Let's say the queen was on a different square. You would have been able to go knight e8 or something. And after this exchange, black might have still had some hope. But now, because the queen was on e8, there wasn't a knight e8, and the only really good square for the knight was on d7, and that idea doesn't exist. So, yeah. Losing another piece, playing down actually one minor piece, and Sahitska doesn't go for that rook even. Wants to go for a quick mate, trying to get the queen in here. But I guess if that was the idea, then queen there would have been a bit quicker. And oh, that's just ouch. Okay. Okay. So one weird queen e8 move was maybe the decisive game there, and Sahitska's still playing some bullet against some strong opponents. And wow, this rating just jumped to 2300. Wait a minute, wasn't this 2200 like seconds ago? It was like in the higher part of 2200, so I guess just quickly put that rating over the moon. Yeah, I played 8 bullet games and just gained about 100 points. This is a serious player. Okay. I don't know if round 3 is out. They're saying they're still waiting for a player on the group. That was like half an hour ago. This has only been round 2, and I feel the rounds are they're a bit slow. To my dismay, the rounds are moving very slowly. Would have been more fun if the rounds had happened a bit more quickly. More exciting, I guess. That's why I like the tournament formats in Lichess. And I'm not following all of these players. Okay, Ruan Janssen van Rensburg. I feel like I know this player. I think cool chess team. I think he plays for Paul Boys I think. I think so. No. Look at all these teams. Yeah, I think I'm right. This guy made a. Yo, I don't know. You could join so many teams even. This is crazy. Okay, he's in his own team as well with his own name. But whatever. Okay, let's. I think I'm following, and let's just make sure I don't miss any of the games. He played against King Calvin. And wait, did we finish all of these games? There was another game, I think, with a position I thought necessary to analyze earlier on. Oh, here's the position. I'm glad I came back here. Okay, let's I said I'd come back to this, and I finally did. This is Tian1234 versus Ralph Klute. And I think it's this queen e2 move. Seeing the computer suggests queen b3, just going after this weak pawn. But I had an idea of setting up some kind of blunder for black. Oh, but it doesn't work. Okay, so I was thinking knight takes, and after bishop takes, I was just not regarding pawn takes as a move. But it's not really a blunder. It's not a fork because you can simply retreat. And after f takes g2, rook g1, white is still very fine, playing actually with a new open file. But in any case, wasn't the line I was looking at. I was looking at bishop takes. And then some idea of queen a5 check. And if not knight c6, queen e7, then you got this bishop coming here. Oh my word, I'm just blundering out of the blue. Pawn takes isn't possible, that was my idea, because of queen takes c8. And if knight here, I was thinking simply knight e5. But I'm missing everything, so don't trust my analysis. And it was weird, I didn't see Justin's game from this round. Let's just jump in there. He played 2 rapid games. He played against Grootman and he lost. We'll quickly go through this. Okay, he's playing as black here. a5. What's a5 about? Okay. Okay, knight h5. You can prepare to play f5 yourself. And white allows you to trade, and he loses this pawn in the center. Maybe d6. E5 is suggested over here. E5 seems cool. Very dynamic. After d takes, then simply d4. That's an interesting suggestion. Okay, but b5 gives up that pawn and tries play on the queen side. Rook comes to the second. Okay. Gets that pawn, but it's not an endgame situation where any of this is good. Then he set himself up for a tactic. Bishop takes, and after queen takes, there's this knight check. Okay. So, on just knight check immediately, apparently. This allows the rook to enter, but bishop takes, and he walked into this. Okay, so knight a7. Apparently just walking the king away would have been great. Oh, so we have round 3. Okay. Well, and we're halfway there. I was kind of correct in assuming the time situation of this tournament. I think it's going to be about 3 hours. And it's on chess results. I should come over here to chess results, and this is where round 3 is. I don't get it. The third round is out, but apparently some of the people are still playing. Oh no. Okay. I'm not understanding that correctly. Okay, in any case, we have round 3 here, and there's one pairing I'm looking for today. Not sure if it's here. If it's round 3, okay. Grootman and Zahitska. We're going to be watching this game. This is going to be very instructive. Bubulasha, I feel not necessarily should be board 1 for chess 1-2-3. I see they found a player to be the 5th board for them. And Man Without a Van is playing Smela Shatkana, based on Magnus's nickname. But let's go to this game. Sahitska versus Grootman 20. This ought to be good. And I don't know, already playing against this guy. No, she's warming up by getting her bullet rating to 2400 quickly. Pretty insane. That's just a crazy bullet rating. There was another player I quickly saw that joined. Let's quickly follow John Pierre 1. As he is playing now for chess 1-2-3 as well. And he should get paired now, playing his... Well, he already played one rapid game. And he's not a bad rapid player. 2000 rapid rating. You'll see yourself, rapid rating is pretty difficult to come by, especially online. Not a lot of players do play rapid, so when you do get your game, you really need to win them. Okay, that was such a sad game. Poor Chief Kif. Such a sad game. Let's see who are in a pairing yet. Sahitska, she's still playing her bullet game. Chief Kif has started his game. Let's go to this game and see what's happened. This is the first game we're looking at. Gabriel Christie 92 versus Chief Kif. Chief Kif is actually, I think, highly underrated over here. Played a great game against Freddie Odendaal just now. So definitely really underrated. And wait, I just want to see what the name is of the opponent, and then we'll be back to the game. It is... Oh no, I don't get it. Okay, so Hitska's also in the game. Chief Kif Gabriel Christie. Why am I not finding them? Should be like board 3s or something. Or board 4s. That is strange. I'm not finding any one of them. Oh, here it is. Okay. So Gabriel Swartboy against Kutso Maponya. That's the game we're watching over here. Gabriel Swartboy Kutso Maponya. Okay. And some theory actually here. This is always a nice maneuver to get back this pawn. And this game kind of reminds me of the type of structure. You can go look at one of Daniel Caudry's games, I think against... it's one of Daniel Caudry's games here on the channel. We played with the white pieces. I don't have so many games that's worth him playing white. I think it's one of the only ones. So you'll find the game. It's kind of the same structure. And so Hitska, we'll go to the game. She's she's just playing bullet now. Okay, not paired yet. Okay, she's playing against Grootman. She should be getting tired here of all the talking. And Dalpat versus man without a van. Also a good pairing. This knight is traded off. I guess the idea is to go knight e4 if queen takes, and if bishop takes, just simply queen takes. So now we're going to see knight e4. Is it possible to take this pawn though? I don't think you really want to go for that. Queen takes f2. There's not really a big attack for black after that. We could maybe go queen takes g7 if knight e4. Black's considering knight e4 now. Let's see if he plays it. Dalpat, man without a van, also a good matchup. We have the Sicilian, but with the move c3. So a lot of times when you see the move c3, the bishop might come to d3 after this pressure was exerted on the e4 square. So bishop e2 might be a mouse slip, giving up this pawn, but black doesn't see it. We have castles, and the pawn survives. Now this was the main idea of white, to go d4. So the pawn on c3 helped with that. And now maybe the queen wants to get rid of this pin. So something like h3 sorts out the pin immediately, because you can't go bishop h5, losing a piece. And after h3 trades, this pawn might just hang. So I think maybe white should prepare this somehow. I don't know. You should defend. Well, this is actually pretty tricky already for white. What to do about that center? Something like d5, and you might be overextending. Knight e4 and then knight e2. I don't know, this seems kind of forced. We'll see what happens here. This is the move I predict. Okay, I predicted one move here. So Hitska still playing bullet, not Not has no time for this rapid nonsense. Bullet chess is where the excitement is at. Okay, we should Kibu I've still not found, I'm not sure. Matt972. Let's go find this guy and see what he's up to. Is he paired already? Not in a game. He's played one game so far. So I don't get it how they can be in round 3 while this player has only played one rapid game today. There should be some explanation. And I think he was the first player to play against Hayden Ode. Or maybe he just sat out a round and this is his first round, pinning that queen, picking it up and getting this exposed king and simply mating. Okay, so he hasn't played again. And the development in the game we were from, d5 happened, and first the trade, forcing the queen here, and then this fork. Black didn't need to respond like this. You could have just played knight e5, forced something like knight e2. And then after that, brought this rook to the c file. Sorry. And you're clogging up white's position like this. And potentially you can pick up this weakened pawn now. It's a bit backwards. In any case, he finds a forcing variation to trade off pieces, and then rook c8 can come with tempo, but it doesn't seem to achieve so much as clogging up white's position. But this could be, Dalpat is the higher rated player, about, well, exactly 100 points higher rated than Man Without a Van, and well, what you're trying to do is just keep on playing with the initiative, and you're the one that's calling the shots, so that's pretty much his main idea here. He wants to be the one calling the shots and deciding what the position gets to look like. Finding a nice outpost for this knight now. Matt, okay, we need to kind of look at other games. He's Jean-Pierre is in the game. We'll go to Jean-Pierre's game. It's just started. Colvin Angel. Very interesting what he's done. It feels like there's a missing bishop here. How did that happen? Yeah, he went for bishop a6 immediately. I'm not sure if the bishop a6 idea is something you want to go for immediately. So how did this arrive? It arrived from a French, and Jean-Pierre decided that this bishop is so weak in the French, I'm just getting rid of it, helping white castle. And white's got a stunning position. I'm not sure about c5, c4. In any case, the Calvin doesn't really know what he wants to do with his queen. Running up and down with it, and walks into this fork, so that's a shame. That fork was actually possible just now as well. c4 opened up the square on b3, and then now after knight a5, that fork is possible. But your issue is queen checks, so first queen d7, but now the queen moves again, but now the fork can happen. And Colvin is now going to have to play down a piece. Instead, what he should have done, I feel already here, instead of c4, because what are you really hitting at? I'm not too sure. I think, yeah, I don't know, this knight is not going to help c5 happen anytime soon. And that's usually your idea in the French. You want to start aiming at these two central pawns of white later on. But white still actually has quite a lot of time here. So maybe just castling or something. But c4, and then dropping a piece. Wasn't necessary to drop the piece even here. Just castling would have maybe held on to everything, because the bishop would have been protected after knight b3. But now playing a rook down, it seems like the knight might even escape. But you could maybe claim there's still some potential to do something here as white, as black is still 2 moves away from castling, maybe even more, because the bishop doesn't have anywhere great to go, and if bishop e7 and knight h6 doesn't seem too great. But maybe it's fine going for that and putting your king on h8. playing with that, really just an extra rook. What's stopping black from just retreating? Exactly my question. If d5 is maybe your best bet here. Well, simply knight takes, pawn takes. I don't know, maybe black will just recapture the pawn. Oh, you can go knight takes. The white, okay, so if d5, you can go knight takes. And if the pawn captures, this rook is hanging, so that's pretty terrible. Now, how's black sorting this out? Bishop e7, knight h6, knight h6 maybe immediately. Claim that you just moved your bishop, come on, move him again. You're playing with 0 time. I'm already up a full rook, and this knight has got a safe retreat square to go to. This game is going to Jean-Pierre. This attack isn't happening soon enough, I feel. Queen b7, although is an awkward move to deal with, something like rook d8. And yet again, you're sorted. Even if knight f3, rook d8, you can just sack away over here and have a potential back rank. So, do we have that big pairing yet? Where's Sahiska? Okay, so I think waiting to get paired now against Grootman. And Grootman has got a great rating. Oh my. Oh. Okay. No games yet. Who else is in the game? We were watching Chief Kif now. Oh, but this is the game we need to get to as well. Gabriel Chris against Chief Kif. We were looking at this earlier on. And what development did we have? There was this interesting position after bishop takes, queen here, where I was wondering if knight e4 would be played, but instead just castles. So not deciding to go for this type of sharp position, where maybe you potentially have queen takes, check, king e8, then moving the rook or something. Or instead of all of that, knight e4, queen takes, you can maybe play rook f8 immediately or something, or go knight takes bishop. I don't know, I don't think there was anything for black, we'll see after the game. Instead, just castles, and b4 hitting the queen back, stealing some space on the queen side. e3 deciding to get the bishop out to get castled, and now d5 hitting back at that center. And after this trades, it feels pretty equal again. And we have only one type of imbalance in this position. It's not the pawn structure is completely symmetrical, and white has got the bishop pair. This is the imbalance I'm talking about, but it doesn't feel that huge an advantage. And another thing that comes to my mind is that white has still got 2 moves to castle. So maybe white can play bishop c4 to threaten maybe isolating this pawn and creating an imbalance you can actually play with. But we'll see what happens. Oh wait, that did happen. So a6 here, yet again such a slow move, and this imbalance is made, giving up the bishop pair, and maybe black should try and trade off this imbalance as soon as possible, maybe rook d8 and d4. But he defends it, and king f7 is going to be a great square for the black king. Okay, this game still seems very, very drawish, but we have opposite side colors bishops now. That bishop was traded off, and one potential weakness in black's square, or black's home. Oh, rook d8 did happen. Some of these moves happened that I was looking at. Okay, so Jean-Pierre realizes that there's a pin, and unlike me, he realizes he could actually put the bishop there. Earlier on I was saying, where are you going to put this bishop? He decides right over here. But this could be, well, potentially dangerous. If the knight comes out and it's defended. But after queen b7 forcing the rook here, I don't think there are too many tactics on this d file anymore. And whoever, well, black should be boss of the d file. He should be owning the d file. There shouldn't be too many issues. And what's up? Okay, Calvin, we'll check out your game now. Calvin Angel and Irion, you are the patzer as usual. What's up, Irion? I think there's an open place for you, Irion, in one of these, one of the weaker teams somewhere. Oh no, they seem to have all filled up. In any case, so we have 97 now, just trying to get castled, and I guess Black is just going to go on to win this game. And Calvin Angel, we are actually analyzing your game. Sorry, man, this was a bad game for you. I'm sure you've had better games. Calvin Angel, this guy's name is. It's confusing because we've got a King Calvin in the pairings as well, and here Calvin Washlangu. Okay, we have more games still going on. So it's not playing this round. Maybe you sit out a round if you're too high rated. Kid called Cairo is in a pairing. We haven't been watching this. And playing against Ahmed Chess. Ahmed Chess had a beautiful win, I think, with the pawn on d6. This player plays d5 immediately, making sure that pawn doesn't happen to get there. And, well, f5. Aggressive. Very aggressive. But loses a pawn like this. And castles, b5. Somebody help me here. This is a piece blunder, right? Okay. Kid called Cairo blunders a piece, and it should be game over soon. Ahmed Chess played a very great game in the previous game, getting that pawn on d6. Who else we have? Freddy f5, I think the top rated player so far. Until this other player manages to get rapid rating. Only played 9 games so far. And it seems like he's got a great advantage already on the 7th, and playing with the bishop pair. I think rook c7 now. If knight takes, simply go rook check, king there. Okay, he doesn't even need to go for that. The rook isn't challenging this rook from coming to the 7th, unless it's like this. Okay. KB is not scared of anything, just going for pawn. Telling you guys, rook c7 is going to be crushing. Sets up another mating idea. Don't move this knight, you're going to get mated. Unless you're moving it to d6. But then you're probably getting mated after bishop takes. I don't see the mate yet, but it seems bad. We have 97, but not even going for this fork. Don't know if it does nothing. Giving up the 7th. Freddy gives up the 7th at this point. But the bishop's looking at this king. The king is open. He can maybe just come back for the 7th. There's no moving the knight. The rook will hang. The knight will be pinned as well. There's just no moving the knight if rook here. Great, that's what he does. And moving the king is losing the knight. That's the only square left for the king. These bishops are doing a great job. They're going to be game over soon. Let's just watch the ending. I'm expecting rook c7 now. And, well, he doesn't... Well, this isn't even necessary. Black's still trying something here, but rook c7 now. And Freddy's just playing this very calmly. He knows he doesn't need to react to black yet. Black's got one check, but king f2. And that check just loses a piece. And this is overwhelming, actually. You've got 3 defenders, 3 attackers, so for the time being, it's okay. Black should now just try and get this knight to a good square. I think pushing this pawn and getting the knight here should be a plan. That's stopped, but you can still go for this plan. White isn't breaking through immediately, so I'm expecting f5. Oh. What's up with this KB player? Just going for those extra pawns, making Freddy respond to him. Freddy needs to go back for this, and now the king is free to move. King e7. Wait. There's a tactic after all of that. King e7, aiming to go king d6. Walks into a trade on this square, and simply rook b7, winning the game. So we're going to see bishop takes. And oh wait, this is actually tactically quite nuanced position. King does get to d6. They're going to trade and go for pawn endgame. Well, it's not even necessary. But he's gonna do it in any case. I think this is a winning pawn endgame. If yeah, I think it's a winning pawn endgame. The pawn on the flank is very annoying, but at the same time, white needs to be occupied looking at these two pawns. So I'm not sure if it's winning. He needs to hold responsibility over here. I think this is a draw. Even pushing this pawn is possible as a tempo move, and after something like this, black can just continue running the king. Just put your king here, don't go for this. F5, what's that about? You're just losing. Okay, don't do F5. Yeah, just keep your king around over here, and put him over there, and this will be a perpetual soon. Now push E4. Oh, this is a draw. I'm trying to find a weird situation where black can still win this. There might be some Dvoretsky type of move where you keep your king around here, push this pawn up, and then at the right time get your king in and push this pawn through with check before the white pawn even gets through. So black may be the only one to be able to win here. I think there's some kind of endgame. If the white king, okay, don't go king here. This is just gonna lose. So yeah, keep running between these two squares. Go back. Oh, now it's a draw, I guess. Okay, this is just a draw. There's no progress to be made here, but very, very interesting. This was white's game, and then he started responding to KB's threats when it wasn't really necessary. We'll go back through this game quickly because it's got a... Okay, they made the draw. I expected them to. Not necessary at all to make this draw. And even here, I think white had a huge advantage. King d6, this was interesting. I thought maybe in this position, since black can't really move anything, you can start progressing this pawn, while black just needs to really hang around and defend this knight. So the computer is recommending bishop e4, and then probably something like this. In any case, there was definitely a win more early on. Like over here, knight e2 check, king, knight f4. Okay, so it was kind of necessary to defend this point. But even after all of this, there was definitely still a win over here. And this endgame, I was just, for a moment, it was unclear whether it is a false draw. But maybe black could have not pushed this pawn too early and just kept that tension. Maybe push this one. I was looking at something like that. In any case, very instructive. Let's just see if pushing this pawn makes a difference. King d3. Oh no, it's just the king runs through to the same squares. You can probably do this, right? Oh, but the pawns managed to defend themselves, and now the black king's even further away. Okay, let's see what's happening in the other games. Ahmed Chess had that brilliant other round, and managed to pick up a piece here. White blundered, and still just the winning game. You're going to find a nice outpost for this knight soon. Not sure through which squares though, or if the king is just going to come sit here, but white's definitely winning this. So Itzka didn't play another game. Dalpat, not sure if he's in the pairings. And Jean-Pierre, we just followed him. Kid called Cairo. Oh, this is the guy we're watching. And Matt 972. Okay. Chief Kif, what's happening over here? This was the other big pairing, I think. But the Grootman pairing was the pairing I wanted to watch all around it, and it just doesn't seem to happen. Oh, this was the game we were looking at with the imbalance, with the d5 square as being the weak square. And how was that exploited, if at all? Okay, so white just hung around, and it then went after this pawn. But this seems pretty equal. How did white manage to pull this off? How did white pull this one off? This is weird. Oh, that pawn is seriously passed. Oh my word. Okay, so I don't know if king f3 was intentional or just very lucky because this tactic is supposedly just a discovery attack, picking up a piece, but giving up the exchange and going b7 and suddenly there's nothing black can do. This is insane. Very lucky. Okay, and this check just... wait a minute. Why resign here? You've still got c7. And queen can't take because simply queen and then it's equal. So the queen needs to hang around. You could still make things tricky for white. But I think yeah, this would have been a draw if white went for the rook. I doubt Chief Kif would have gone for the rook. Okay, a lot of games seem to be done. Let's go look at what happened in the Calvin Angel game. Simply f5, and in this position Calvin just decided, well, I'm playing down a rook. No point. There's nothing interesting to do anymore to kind of make the waters unclear. So I'm going to close some tabs. And we'll finish Kid Called Cairo's game. Where he's playing down a piece. The Freddy game was a draw. Kid Boo, Mat 9-7. What happened in this game? I kind of didn't follow this completely. Wait, no, I didn't look at this game at all. I just had it open in another tab. Okay, so we have this very interesting 94 line that not a lot of people play, but it's actually very possible to blunder here as white and go knight takes e4. So that's kind of what a lot of people hope for when they go for that line. But that blunder did not happen, simply a trades, and then I usually do like white's position. And the queenside castle playing very aggressively is Mat 9-7-2. And well, this should maybe have just been a draw, but white has got a majority here because of an extra doubled pawn. But with correct play, I can't see this being a huge issue. Oh, black made a bit of a mistake here. You're not supposed to go b5. Now white just always has the potential of doing something very ugly with this pawn. So just keeping the tension here, keeping your king around. Maybe just b6 and then this captures or whatever. But helping white get this protected passed pawn, and it's defended through a light squared pawn. It's very annoying. And then also playing c5. Now your pawns are already just doubled. They're not connected and working well. If you wanted to create a threat out of your pawns, you would have needed to push them like this. And then maybe one day you could make a passed pawn over here. But c5, and there's no pushing these pawns really. And see how black is struggling now to push the pawns. White's pawns are all on knight squares, and this is very instructive. Doesn't need to defend them and can start looking for a way to play forwards here. How did he break through the position though? Because there isn't really a place to enter. We have a pawn sack, and then the bishop freed itself up to pick up these pawns, a trades, and then winning this pawn, king pawn endgame. Okay. Man without a van versus Dalpat. I'm not sure who Dalpat is playing for. We can quickly go check. Okay, let's go check who Dalpat is playing for. Dalpat Winston is also playing for this extremely strong team, and playing against Smela Shatakana, and generally, wait, I'm on the wrong game. Okay, so we had the Sicilian trades. Oh, we were looking at this game with the rook c8. Oh, Dalpat went down in this game. How did this happen? After this still seems pretty equal. Finds a nice outpost. Ah, finds a fork, but still went down. Okay, where's white's compensation though? Oh, there must have been a different blunder in this game. How did white manage to win this game? Oh no. So, sacks back the exchange. Maybe not completely necessary to have done this. White doesn't want it. Oh, white making some great progress here on the queen side. I'm still not buying it, but black seems quite fine. And this endgame was apparently just losing. You expect it to be the a pawn that runs through, but then suddenly you realize that the bishop and knight actually are going to help this pawn pretty far. He needed to start defending this pawn sooner with something like bishop here. And that was just a blunder, and lost more pieces and another queen and mate. Okay. No signs of round 4 yet. And yeah, no signs of round 4 yet. We'll see if round 4 starts soon. Events taking very slow. These rounds aren't coming in quickly. Might need to do like a Lee chess style rapid tournament where you get to play Swiss games or something like that in a team format. Swiss tournaments in team format, something like that. It's only advice I have to make these tournaments go a bit more quickly. Yeah, I don't know. No games yet. No one's in pairings. I think that the round is kind of over, and I have my usual favorites. They've logged in. My usual Anarchy and Clarence, but they're not playing. Oh, and Clutch Chess. I missed this. You guys should go watch this. Really good. In 7 hours, I'll just play Blitz game while I wait for the next round. Clutch Chess is something I think Maurice Ashley started, and I feel kind of warmed up for Blitz now. Maurice Ashley started this Clutch Chess format where you get more points in certain rounds, so your opponent who you're playing against doesn't really ever fall out. We'll go f takes to open up this file. In any case, so I think Wesley So beat Fabiano Caruana in the previous Clutch Chess battle. Maybe I need to go 9 takes. I don't want to give the queen a tempo, and I can always kick the queen away from f4. But I wasn't sure if the Clutch Chess thing would be a recurring thing. Basically, it felt more like a once-off thing, so I'm glad to see it's back. And the tournament's extremely short. You only have like 1 or 2 nights, and then the tournament's or 4 nights, and then the tournament's over. There's like a semi-finals and then a final, and until the semi-finals really over, they don't know who's going to win. So it's still anyone's game going into the semi-finals. I really don't want to take that knight. Wish my queen could get here. Wait, don't I have like a check here and trades and then picking up a knight? Yep, that's what I have. Okay, so I can go queen takes, and after the queen trades, this knight is also hanging. So I picked up a piece. I'm not sure if he's going to resign. No resigns. And okay, I don't necessarily want the rook to come here onto the second, so I'll just challenge it for 1 second. And after doing that, I'll go to the 7th and set up my own attack. That's going to be mate, so he needs to be careful. And I'm just going to defend the pawn, and then going to go rook here, so that I'm the one attacking. If check, I just walk my king up to f3 or even g4. Or he wants to go for this. He needs to trade down the rook now, unfortunately, or else it's mate. I've got this captures which comes with check, as well as that I'm hitting the other pawn. Let's go here and then just defend the pawn. Not going after this one because I I'm gonna play up some pieces. No check anymore and going after the pawn concretely. I can trade and recapture with the rook. There's still no check, picking up the pawn. And just go back, defend it, walk my king over to the side of the board. He might be trying some last hope. He wants to play quickly. I'll give a check. This is annoying. I think I should make like 2 queens or something. Is he trying to set up a stalemate? And that's mate. Okay. Any pairings yet? King Calvin is playing. But he's playing a blitz game, so guessing the pairings are taking long. If, I guess, the latest I can still do this is till like 1 o'clock, so I might not be able to finish all the rounds, but I think in the future the rounds and the pairings should be coming a bit quicker than it's currently. Round 3 seems to be done for a while. So I'll play another game. If you are in the stream and you want to play a game, you can still challenge me. I'll play a bullet game while I wait for the challenges to come in. Remove f5. Thanks, man. Oh, I'll not even go for that pawn. Oh, no. e5's cool now because queen check and I'm defended. Now I just need to figure out how to get castled or something. Oh, that knight coming in is going to be a nuisance. He doesn't do it, fortunately. And okay, I'm holding this very stupid position I've gotten myself over here, with my king annoyingly in the center of the board, not castled. Not sure if he's gaining anything from that. Oh, he's got rook e7 check. He could, yeah, he's got this mate. No, there's nothing to do. No, there's nothing to do over here. Need to give away a piece. Play like this. Maybe get my king to c7. Okay, the other rook's also joining the party now. This is so fun for him. Okay, we'll maybe set up and check back there. And he's not allowing mate. Oh, my opponent's playing too well. I was hoping he'd move the bishop. Maybe I'd get mate then. None of that. Okay, let's see how the pairings are going. I'm not receiving the pairings yet. No pairings. Okay. No pairings. This tournament is taking pretty long. Biting it out of me. I'll play 1 or 2 more blitz games, and if the pairing isn't up by then, I'm probably gonna call it a day and try and do this event when it's organized a bit differently for the pairings to happen more quickly. Because in the future, I don't want to commentate an event with games going to range about for 4 hours and with long intervals in between them. Okay, let's go g5 and plant this knight over here. He's got tactics, I know, but I've also got this move incoming. So knight takes here doesn't work because of queen takes, and the discovery doesn't help then because my queen defends the knight. Okay, so here's my proposition. If the pairing isn't out by the end of this game, I'm ending the stream for today. It's already been quite a while. I've looked at some decent games so far, so I feel it was worthwhile. Especially for that Akne chess game. And then in the future we'll try and see if the event can be hosted where pairings happen a bit more swiftly. I'm picking up a piece, I guess, over here, or some kind of exchange. Okay, I picked up a piece. Okay, who even knows how that happened? That was just that was just a clean piece. I'll go Queen F6. There's nothing in the center that really bothers me. Queen G6 is coming. I'm trading off, going into a comfortable endgame. He wants me to take with my queen so that he can try and be sneaky here on H6, but I don't even need to allow that. I still got 2 bishops. He's got 1 knight, and he doesn't want to trade queens. He knows it's going to be easier for me to convert without his queen manipulating the position. Okay, this pawn is extremely weak. He's going to hit it again. He can't defend it with the F pawn. He resigns. Hey! My girlfriend's just in time for me to end the stream as well. Because the tournament pairings are taking too long. I've watched at least half of the tournament. I can't do the other half. Anyways, thanks everyone for watching. And thanks for Anzel for being a co-host.
Oh no, I just got you.
The last minutes. Okay, it is 12 o'clock as well, and the pairing isn't out. I'm ending it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys soon for more streams.
Yeah, bye.
Oh, nee, dat was te fucking lang.